Hi, gorgeous. Welcome back to the Bright Life podcast. This week is all about focusing on it working. So if you're anything like me, wanted to share this because I caught myself doing this again this week, even though I know better. And this is just a lifelong thing I think that we'll all be working on whenever we are trying to reach some new lesson or level in our lives or businesses or health or you name it. So it's focusing on what's working instead of what's not working. This is very sneaky, like our brains can be very sneaky when it comes to this. Then I'll explain. So a few examples. Maybe you are launching in business, you are launching a new product, a new service, a new course, and you have these goals, and all you're thinking about in the middle of the launch though is, I'm not getting the numbers that I want, and man, I thought it would be better, or not as hard, or why is no one liking my post, or why is no one signing up? And so you have this goal on the one side of more revenue, more customers, more success, but your thoughts over here constantly are saying, this isn't working. I'm not getting the results that I want. Why isn't it easier? You're creating this separation between what you want over here and what you're actually saying. You're like creating distance between this thing that you want by reaffirming constantly how you're so far from it and how you're not getting it. Okay, so, or maybe it's like a health goal where you want over here to feel fit and to feel healthy and to feel active and strong. And yet your thoughts are, I don't like my body. Why can't I do this? I'm never healthy enough. I don't belong in the gym. I always mess this up. And so you have this beautiful goal over here of making yourself healthier and believing in yourself and your body. And yet your thoughts over here are creating completely the opposite scenario in your head and in your life and in your body. Okay, maybe it's like a dating or relationship thing where you're saying, I want love, I want a beautiful relationship, but your thoughts over here are saying, I'm unworthy, I'm so scared, no one wants to go out with me, there's no good people out there. And so again, you have this dichotomy between this beautiful goal that you want over here and then what your actual thoughts are saying over here. The reason this is problematic is because you are wanting one thing, but you are affirming the complete opposite thing. So energetically, it's not a match at all, and every single thought that you're thinking is creating this physiology in your body. So you're having thoughts of lack or separation or inability, and that's creating these emotions and hormones in your body that are more stressed, that are in disbelief, that are in lack of confidence, and that you're focusing your brain's supercomputer power on more of what you don't want instead of this thing that you want over here. So I'm going to share with you like 4 steps I use to get out of this cycle, because we all do it. And that's how I even can share this podcast episode, because I catch myself doing this too. But these are the things that I really try and be vigilant for, and that do get easier over time. But anytime you stretch for something new, you might kind of notice that your body and brain are being a little bit like sneaky in this way, and you got to catch them. So the first thing is to just be vigilant, to just watch your thoughts throughout the day. If you are more of a journaler or a writer, you can jot them down, and just anytime you catch a thought that's unhelpful, write it down. Notice what you're spending the majority of your time thinking every single day, and start to get intimately familiar with which thoughts are filling your day. One of the episodes that I recently recorded was on focusing on the feeling of your dream coming true. And it sounds easier said than done, because what you may realize as you start to focus on the feeling of your dream coming true is that you actually burn a lot of energy over here on worrying about worst case scenario, future casting to negative things, or wondering why it's not working, instead of actually focusing on the feeling of your dream coming true. So step number 1 is just to get vigilant. Step number 2 is to think about, if life gave you exactly what you thought about or what you said aloud, what would your life look like? It would probably look similar to what it is, right? Like, you tend to get the things that you affirm the most about yourself, about your life, about relationships. And it's not putting the blame per se on you, but it's saying, if that's not what you want over here, if the thoughts of lack and doubt are not what you want, what would you start thinking and saying instead to get to your dream? So that's thinking about, if I was having a successful launch, what thoughts would I be thinking? They would probably be things like, I love how many people are responding. I'm so grateful for every single DM that I get. Every single like on YouTube makes a difference. Every single subscriber makes an impact. Wow, it's working. I'm so grateful for the money that's coming in. I know that more people are on their way. I can only imagine how they're finding me. That is such a different thought pattern than this one over here, where maybe you get the same amount of likes either way, but in one side you're grateful for it, in one side you're turning it into everything you possibly can and squeezing all the juice out of it that's possible. And on the other, you're looking at the same number of likes or customers or money coming in, but you are making it wrong and you are seeing the lack in it and you're not seeing the opportunity and possibility. So again, if it's a health goal, let's say, and over here you are wanting to be this healthy person, a healthy person's thoughts are probably something like, I feel so good in my body. I'm thankful for what it can do. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got in every moment. I love that I have a new challenge to work with. I feel my body getting stronger every day. And so maybe you're making like the same amount of progress, and maybe on one side it feels slow, right? Because you're thinking thoughts of lack and of what you wish you had and what you wish was going faster. But on the other side, you're feeling gratitude, and so you're feeling momentum, you're feeling positivity, you're feeling like every single step is a step in the right direction. And so you're creating a much better experience for yourself. So step number 2 is like, if you get exactly what you think about and say all the time, is that the kind of life and future you want to create for yourself? And if not, what kinds of thoughts and words do you need to say instead? Step number 3 is to just choose one of those thoughts and make that like your new mental soundtrack. Because we all have neural networks and like grooves in our brain built for the thoughts we think the most. And so if you're trying to just tell your brain that starting today, I'm not going to think those negative thoughts over here, it might need something else to jump to first. And it can be kind of like left hanging and default to your other more negative thoughts if you don't give it anything else to think. So I always like to choose one more empowering thought and let that be my new mantra for a while, a new affirmation. So let's say it's a business goal. You could say, or this could be health, this could be relationships. This is a great one in general. It's like, everything is working. Everything is working out in my favor. I trust that everything is unfolding as it should. I love and am so grateful for what is unfolding in my life, in my business, in my health, in my relationships, whatever your area is. And so that can be what you immediately jump to whenever you start to catch a thought go a little sideways, or it can just be the thing that you start repeating to yourself. What will happen is you will start to just notice that like attracts like. So the more you stay in that state of positivity and positive expectation, the more you're going to create this feedback loop of your body and life giving you more emotions and more thoughts that match that. And so the easier it's going to be to keep thinking thoughts like that. So that's like the third one, is choose some mantra or some affirmation that does feel good and is like on the path you want to be on, and let that be the thing that you're constantly repeating and cycling through, almost like a little soundtrack you're playing constantly in your brain, to get yourself more aligned with the future that you do want. The fourth thing is to make everything evidence of your dream coming true. This is like one of my hacks, one of my things I use whenever I just feel like I need to get more into the feeling of whatever I'm working on creating in my life, whether it's in business or health or any other area, is like I make everything an affirmation of like the dream coming true all around me. So for example, with health, let's use that and carry that example through. Every single supplement you take is like, this is helping my body. Every single meal, you're like thankful for the meal and you're like, this is making me strong. This is making my cells buzz with health. This is helping my immune system do what it needs to do. Every single workout, you're like, I love all the blood that's coursing through my body now, that's circulating through my system, that's making my muscles so strong, that's making all my cells more receptive to blood sugar or to the fat that they need to thrive or the protein or whatever it is. Every walk you take, you're just like, I feel so good breathing in this fresh air. This is helping my body. So everything you do throughout the day just becomes further evidence and thoughts of whatever you're doing working. If it's the business example, let's like close that one out. It's like every single thing you're doing, again, becomes proof that what you're doing is working. So every person that DMs you, you are thinking, I'm so thankful for this. This person could be my next best customer. Every single like sale that you get, it's not about the lack and, oh, that was only $30. It's like, I can't believe I get to make money from doing what I love. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. If it's like posting on social media and previously you would have been worried that you got one comment from people, that one comment you turn into like gold, and you message that person and you just say, thank you so much for commenting. And you just truly look at everything like it's working and adding up to serve you. You're like, this is a snowball of goodness that's creating. And maybe it's small right now, but it's building and it's rolling and it's turning into something where going forward, every launch is going to be that much easier. Every customer is going to give me an amazing testimonial. It makes the next person want to work with me that much faster. So you're getting yourself constantly into this state of this dream is coming true. And if there's anything that I have learned about making a dream come true or manifestation, is it's like it's getting clear on an intention, and then it's putting yourself into the feeling of your dream constantly. And once you match that feeling enough is when you start to see changes happen in your life, and these serendipities or this luck, right? But that you've created and that you've been feeling and like bringing into your own existence and life in all these different ways, day in and day out. So it takes some work. It's not easy. You'll start to notice those other thoughts creep in and you'll be like, dang it, how did that happen again? But then you'll know what to do. You'll go to step 3 and you'll replace it with your better thought. And then again, you'll just start to look throughout your day for all the evidence of your dream working, of everything that you're possibly doing adding up to serve you and to be in service to this dream that you have coming true. So that's the message this week, is like, focus on it working. And if you have been wondering why your dream isn't working yet, why your business isn't where you want it to be, where your health or your relationship or any other corner of your life isn't what you want, get really curious about what thoughts and words you are thinking and saying day in and day out. Like, are you actually focusing on it working, or have you somehow been focusing on the exact thing that you don't want? Of it not working, of it not being enough, of it not going fast enough. And so now you know how to use these steps to rework that, to give yourself a better, more empowering belief, and to start to look all around your life and use every little thing you do, from the water you drink to the air you breathe to like your morning routine, as a way to reinforce like it is working. It is like everything's coming true for you. It's a matter of time for your dream. And like, of course, that's when it happens, right? When you start to just like release the resistance you have to it and start to just trust and release your impatience around it, things start to shift. So give it a shot. Let me know what you uncover in your own life by trying it out, and comment if you have ever caught yourself, or as you're listening, if you're thinking like, oh, I actually have been doing that all this time. I've been saying I want this one thing, but I've been focusing on it not working in all these other ways. Now's your opportunity. Now you've called this episode into your awareness. So like when the teacher's ready, the student appears. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. And so maybe this is just for you to, as a gentle reminder of like, you have all the power to focus on what's working and to create the life and dream and business and health and love that you want. Thank you so much for listening in. If you enjoyed this episode, check out the links in the show notes or on my website, hijessicajohnson.com, where you can find my books, courses, and opportunities to mentor with me. Or if you haven't yet, I would so appreciate a quick review wherever you listen to this podcast, as it helps others discover it too. Thanks again for being part of this community, and I'll talk to you again soon.